Oh, hi there. Name's Cal Humpingwood. Did you think that the carnivore diet was the best I've ever done? Oh boy, would you be wrong.
I am a vegan, you are a loser.
I get a lot of comments saying, I looked healthiest on the carnivore diet. You should return to that. That's when you looked your best. You definitely felt your best too. Listen, buddy, I know my own body. You're loud. So I just want to talk about how I felt on the carnivore diet, why I'm not doing it, even though I looked fantastic. Why I might have looked better. You know, if you look back on anybody, it's like, you looked better when you were younger. It's like, yeah, thanks. I know. I did, no matter what. It's like, usually people don't age in reverse unless they were obese. And then they become a normal-sized person. It's like, wow, you look so much younger. Do they really, though? Like, they're not. They're just slimmer. And fat people look old, I guess, even though there's no old fat people, really. So looking back at my carnivore days, things were up and down as usual. Some things were really good, others were really bad. So like, yes, I looked pretty good. There were times where my skin was quite clear, clearer than it is now. Even though most of my skin is clear, I just have this forehead eczema rash that will dissipate once I accept myself. I have to accept that I am beautiful, inside and out. And then the skin will be like, okay, so we don't need to create this reptile-like scale thing as a protection on my forehead. No, I don't need that anymore. So I might have looked nicer on the carnivore diet, but things were not great. I was nauseous most of the time. As soon as I ate, I got nauseous eventually. I cannot handle the amount of fat. Doing 2 meals a day did not help. I was so fatigued. So like the two biggest symptoms were nausea and fatigue at all times, unless I was fasting, which I felt fantastic. So if I come out here and I make a video, I'm on the carnivore diet eating 1 meal a day, and I'm fasting now, I'm saying, oh, I feel great on this carnivore diet. And then I go home and eat the meal, and then I'm dead for the rest of the night. I never seem to recover. So it's like, I have so much more energy now on carbs. I just had a cantaloupe for breakfast today, 400 calories. And then I come out here, and I'll be out here for hours, making some video, getting footage. There's boats, there's a duck. Often then, life is good. But it seemed like no matter what I did, no matter how much I ate, if it was one giant meal or two smaller ones, or the ratio of fat to protein, I could never get it right to where I'm just like, I feel great. It was like too much fat, I get nauseous. Too much protein, I also get nauseous, but more constipated. It was like the balance. Whereas carbs, like, you eat a cantaloupe, you just feel good and you go. Can't elope with Satan. Get it? Don't marry Satan. Eat a cantaloupe. It makes sense. I'm aging my face in the sun. Take that sunscreen. I'm gonna do a video since I've been wearing these sandals, a little side rant, and I have that sandal tan. I'm gonna see, is this more aged than the non-sun skin? Because I did a video years ago that it looked like the calves were more aged than the thighs, which are always covered, but whatever, man, I need sun to heal the eczema rash. Leave me alone. And don't act like I hid any of this from you while I was on the carnivore diet. I always told you the pros and cons of how I'm feeling. I always said this. I feel great while fasting, then so tired after I eat. Kind of nauseous sometimes, a lot of the time. Diarrhea a lot of the time, but not much bloating. Take that, plants trying to kill me. It's like I always told you. I got a comment the other day when I said I got a carnivore cold that was just so harsh. And he's like, why didn't you tell us back then? It's like, I did immediately. Go watch the video, dick. So it's about 3 hours after I ate. Usually, every single time I eat, I feel good. And then about an hour after, I slowly start to lose energy. It's like a blood sugar spike, but it's a fat, meaty spike. And that my bloody fat, gets all blooded and fat. So while some things were okay, my skin was pretty good at times, but I still would get zits around here, eating certain things. I don't know what would cause it. I'm like, damn it, why am I still breaking out? So I didn't have perfect skin, but it was pretty nice. My hair seemed thicker on the carnivore diet. I was definitely stronger, but like it was mostly downsides to me. It was easy to eat and delicious and satisfying, but satisfying to the point of getting nauseous is not fun. Whereas like fruit is less satisfying, but I don't feel queasy at least. So it's a trade-off. I flipped myself over like a chicken in the oven to cook the backside of my head. Oh, that is good times. So like, I respect you, carnivores. I know I give you a lot of trash because you're satanic, evil, meat-eating freaks of a cult, and you're like, okay, that's not helping the matter. I like that you feel good and you're doing what feels right to you, and I know there's lots of benefits. The digestion was the major one. But like right now, I'm telling you, it feels like I have no fiber in my gut, even though I have yesterday's fiber all in there. It feels great. It feels good since that dry fast. It's like, I get you. I understand. We're kind of on the same team, even though you're not getting out the dome like you think you are. You'll have to swim under. You have to go through the deep, Satan's path. And then like, maybe you'll get out the dome that way. You swim under the ice wall. There's a lot of monsters down there though, like the Leviathan thing. Be on the lookout for that one. So like, I just feel like doing the vegan thing, it's more rewarding. It's harder to succeed at. You have to fix your gut. But if you can come out on the other side and survive veganism's pitfalls, it's like, yes, we finally did it. I ain't killing anything. I'm eating mostly fruits. It just feels better for the spirit. Whereas like carnivore, yeah, I could like keep most of my symptoms at bay and then deal with the devastating cold every couple years probably, and then the eventual kidney failure. It's a nice little path there. It'll bring you to at least 85 years old, guaranteed. But like the vegan fruitarian thing, I want to live to 200. No, I don't. I don't even want to live to 70. All I can say is I keep trying different approaches. Most vegans haven't tried the carnivore path because they're vegan, obviously. I was willing. I was so fed up with veganism in Thailand. I was like, man, I'm looking at crickets and they're appealing to me. I'm like, I need to try a cricket or something. So like, I went that route and I see the benefits of it. There's lots, and congratulations to you, but it doesn't feel right in all-encompassing energy, skin, spirituality. Hi, I don't have a fourth. But the carnivore diet wasn't this panacea that some people seem to remember it as for me. They have a very selective mind. It's like, oh, I remember you looked pretty good on that diet. You said you had energy once. You look strong. Look at those muscles. It's like, I'm telling you, I lived it. If you go Muslim, you're allowed to eat meat. There's no controversy with it. I read the Quran. He's like, oh yeah, the cattle, that's all you. Just no pork. But like, you're trying, it says only eat meat blessed by God. You think your halal meat every time was blessed by God? Like the guy's slicing cows' necks. You think he's doing the prayer every time or something? There's no way, man. There's no way unless you do it yourself. You're not eating halal meat just because it says halal on the package. Halal your mom. I've made many videos explaining these downfalls I felt on the carnivore diet. People seem to forget them, but here's a friendly reminder. It ain't my path. It just ain't. Fruit is yummy. Sometimes. When it's not sprayed with Roundup. How you doing? You thumbing up the video? I think you accidentally hit the thumb down button. If it wasn't an accident, I do believe the reason you did it was because you're making a soup, and in tonight's soup, it's a 2-ingredient meal. Duck, feathers, and mustard. Just because duck feathers are the highest protein food known to man doesn't mean they're easy to digest, does it? No, they're like a G-bomb, aren't they? Greens, beans, and onions and mushrooms. Those digest well, don't they? Science says so. What does your gut say? The opposite. Yeah, I said it. I'm gonna leave. How you doing? Subscribing for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.